this segment, we're going to look at sourcing brands, and this is part of manual sourcing for Amazon Arbitrage and Dropshipping. And we will be looking at sourcing brands from suppliers. So first of all, why brands for manual sourcing? Well, it's faster than searching product by product from the supplier. In other words, it's much faster than going through every single product on a supplier site to try to see if that product is sold on Amazon. Another reason is that one good brand can actually unleash a lot of profitable products all at once. Meaning, if you find a brand that has certain qualities that tend to be profitable on Amazon, then you're going to find multiple products, since brands include many different products under that one brand, right? Third, Amazon is a brands-based market, meaning the products are broken down by brand. Products listed by Amazon, most products have to have a brand name. Unlike eBay, where there's a lot of unbranded stuff, Amazon products actually do have to have brand names, and they're literally broken down by brand, where you can click into each brand's separate storefront. So the brand is really how we can segment and find products on the Amazon market. So basically finding brands that are sold by the supplier. Well, how do we actually do this? There are three main ways to find the brands that are sold. Basically, you can search products on the supplier site. You can browse the supplier site, browse the store to find those products. Or sometimes they actually have a brands list that either is already provided by the supplier, or if you can find a brands list provided by someone else. Myself, for example, I provide brands lists that I've taken from certain suppliers or pulled from certain websites. Then you can work with a list of brands as well. Now, searching brands on Amazon. So I am going to actually demonstrate like how to physically, go through this process, but there's certain things that we want to do when we evaluate search results. When you search for a brand and you get those product results, there's certain things you want to be keeping in mind. For instance, the number of results, okay? The quantity, the amount of different product results you get that are under that brand, that matters, and you basically want to get a large number of product results. The other thing is the brand name itself. You want to make sure that the products actually are that same brand name. Make sure that the brand names, sometimes the brand name can be slightly different, but you can tell, you can use your judgment to tell that it is in fact the same brand name. So you want to be looking at the actual name that pops up on those brands. And then finally, once you actually open the product results, you want to look at the sellers. This is really important. Who's selling it? Who is selling the products? Who's selling these products from this brand? Is it the brand owner? If it's the brand owner, that's pretty much a no-go. You don't want to jump on a listing, an Amazon listing, to sell a product that the brand owner is already selling. You cannot sell the product alongside that brand owner, right? That's asking for trouble. Then Amazon, well, if Amazon is selling it, there's some people who do say, you can sell products that are sold by Amazon, and you certainly can. However, Amazon tends to bring down the price of products very low. They tend to be able to offer very low prices, and that usually makes it hard for you to compete with Amazon, because after all, it's their platform. Third, do they have FBA sellers? So if you see ships from Amazon, then those are FBA sellers. If it ships from Amazon, but it's being sold by, someone else, then that's FBA. If you see ships from a particular seller and it's also sold by that same seller, and it ships directly from them, that's a fulfilled by a merchant seller, FBM. So you want to know what type of sellers are selling the product. That does make a difference, and of course the quantity of sellers. And so these are the different things that you'll be looking at when you actually search brands and evaluate the results that you get from those different brands. Once you actually do that, you will then want to reverse search the actual products back to suppliers. You'll do a title image search. You'll verify the matches. I'll do all of this, in an actual physical demonstration. You'll verify the matches with the brand names, making sure the names match, that titles have certain things in common, the model, part number if it's offered, the size, weight, dimensions, any other product details to help verify it is in fact the same product. And then finally, we'll want to estimate the profit. Not using any tools right now to start off, just using a calculator, and also sometimes as you do it more, it'll be obvious even without a calculator, but using a calculator just to get a general idea of profit. And that is actually tied in with the cost fees approximating. It's actually part of estimating profit and approximating things like what it should cost by FBA, things like that can be approximated. Now some next steps, once we do that process of knowing how to search the product and reverse searching the product manually, what some next steps will be is how we can actually automate some of these brand searches that we're doing, just at the level where it will determine if the brands are actually on Amazon and if it's on other suppliers. And really this is for a bulk approach where you are looking at hundreds or thousands of brands and you want to quickly determine pull some. You want to know that some of these brands are sold on Amazon and just kind of narrow it down quickly. That's where the automation will come in. I built a spreadsheet for that. So I'll be sharing that with you. Number 2, using spreadsheet automation also with product searches as well as profit calculation. So that is another type of spreadsheet I built where we can automate the actual process of searching these product titles and determine profit by actually having pre-existing formulas with the details that are needed to calculate the cost and profit in a very detailed manner. You'll have to see it, okay, to really know what those details are. And thirdly, we want to start using fee tables, online tools from Amazon, so we can determine more exactly and precisely. That's the fees that you'll pay for, like FBA, things like that. But really, that kind of goes under the profit calculation here. But these are the things that we'll look at for the next steps after just doing the process completely by hand. The process that I pretty much laid out here, doing the image searches and the brand searches that we did before that. All right, so so to find the next segment, continuing from this segment, which is sourcing brands. Mainly what I'll do is, go through the process, go to a supplier, find some brands. We can look at brands lists and then start actually trying to source some products.